Hi, this is Dustine from Two Lucky Cats. I'm going to show you how to create a berry pincushion. This pincushion is a version of a pincushion I made for myself, and it's a little small, so I decided to make a bigger one so you can fit all your pins and needles on it. The other thing is my original pincushion is starting to look a little worse for the wear because my cats love to play with it as a cat toy. They have all kinds of toys to play with, but they're always knocking this around, so I have to look for it on the floor or underneath the bureau. So this pincushion should lay flat, so hopefully your cats will leave it alone, and my cats too. Now, you've gone to our website, downloaded the pattern, and you should have cut out the bottom square, and then two triangles the same color as the bottom, and then two other contrasting triangles. So you have 4 triangles all together. Now, the way that we're going to start is sew two triangles together, one of each color. So, let me find my needle here. Here we go. Now, I want you to start sewing here at the bottom point. See here, it's like the triangle right here at one of these points. So you start here, and then you just use the overcast stitch to sew these 2 pieces together. Now, when you're finished sewing and you get to the top of the triangle here, you still keep your thread like this, and you open it up, and then you take the other contrasting piece of felt, and let me see which is right here, and you put the sides together like this, and then you just continue with the overcast stitch down the side of this triangle. So you're at the top of it, and then you just keep on sewing the 2 sides together like this. And so on and so forth. So then you'll have these sides sewn together, the 3 sides. When you finish sewing down this side, you want to attach the 3rd side. And again, you just put the pieces together like this. Start here at this corner, and then you're going to be stitching up, and then you'll put these 2 sides together like this, and then you can sew them together down this side. And when you're done sewing, you'll have a piece that looks like this. Now, the reason that I designed it this way was, part of it was part of the design, to have 2 different colors here on the top. But also, when you put it together, you'll see that the bottom is flatter and this is more peaked. So that's why I designed it to have the 4 pieces sewn together. Now, the next thing that you want to do is add the leaves, and you just sew them one on at a time, and you take them, and I didn't even pin them, but before I started stitching, if you're anything like me, I can't, you know, sew straight or sew the direction I'm trying to sew in unless I draw a line with my marker. And you just want to attach it like this, and then start sewing here and sew all the way down. And what I did to make it look, give it a little bit more bling, was I used some of this metallic thread, and I think the hardest part of this whole project is threading the needle with this metallic thread and sewing with it. One thing I found out, I was using a needle here with a very small hole, and if the hole's kind of small, it kind of, as you thread it, it takes off a little bit of the fiber, so you get what looks like some kind of a hair ball on here. So you might want to use the eye of the needle. It's a little bit bigger, so it's easier to thread this type of, if you want to use a metallic thread. And so it doesn't catch on the side of the eye here and get that fabric the piece of the thread off and ball it up. At first I couldn't understand, you know, where this ball was coming from, but obviously there's some little fibers here that make up this thread that can come off that way. So what I did once, I just used a regular thread to sew it on, a decorative purple color, and then I just went over it again with sewed it with the metallic thread, and I just used a running stitch. So you just want to attach all the leaves like this, and then it's time to put on these seed beads in the center to make them look like berries. And these are size 6 seed beads. Once you're done with that, you're ready to sew the top onto the bottom. So it's just a matter, I just start here at one edge, and it might be just a little bit bigger, so you want to ease the two pieces of fabric together while you're stitching. And again, I just use the overcast stitch, and every third stitch, just to give it a little bit more interest, I added a size 10 seed bead. And you want to sew around the edges until you've come to maybe about here. So you have an opening here, and then you can put your fiber fill into your pincushion. And as I filled it up, I just made sure that it was in the corners, and then I would sew closer to the edge and put as much in here to make sure, you know, I had enough to go into the corners. And then I tried to press it down and even it out, and then I just finished it off and knotted it a few times. And that's all there is to making the berry pincushion. I hope you enjoy doing this project with me. Go to our website often and check to see what new projects we have for you. Hope to see you again soon here at Two Lucky Cats.